Hi survivors, it's me Prepper Zan reporting to you. Hope you guys are doing well, because what's going on in this world is it's horrible. Now, I want to talk to you guys about the latest train derailment. Can't nobody tell me this stuff is not being done deliberately. Allegedly. But that's what's really going on. Now, this states that train derailment in Wisconsin that happened about a couple of days ago, a day and a half ago, sends 2 containers into the Mississippi River, the operator says. A lot of these train derailments, that's what's been going on with them. They're environmental disasters. And the crazy part about it, y'all lamestream media, they don't say anything about it. Nothing about it. That's how you know it's agendas. This is serious. These things that's happening, it affects our water, it affects the air, it affects the wildlife around it, it affects the fish, the things that are in the water, the living creatures that are in the water that a lot of us eat. It affects the plants, it affects the being able to grow your own food, or the area around it, where there be farmers. It affects all that. Plan the population allegedly in full effect. Oh, they ain't gonna talk about that though. But they're gonna talk about a bunch of nonsense, foolishness, and then take people off the air that need to forever be on there. I don't trust none of these news outlets. They all work together. Allegedly. This stuff is serious, y'all. Look, it says a train derailment in southwestern Wisconsin on Thursday. Well, that was a couple of days ago. Sent 2 derailed containers into the Mississippi River, and at least 4 employees were injured, according to the officials. At least 4 employees, probably way more than that. And that's nothing. All they do is lie. You can't believe what these people be saying. The train derailed around 12:15 p.m. local time near the village of DeSoto, and all crew members have since been accounted for. So they say. According to BNSF Railway, the train's operator. They have been treated for minor injuries, and released. BNSF spokeswoman Lena Kent told CNN by way of email Friday. 2 of the 3 locomotives on the train were involved. And then they talking about this minor injuries. I'm about to do another video about the people in East Palestine. They have lesions and stuff all on their face now. That's what I'm saying. That's how these people keep on lying. Anyway, let me keep on going on with this. 2 of the 3 locomotives on the train were involved, along with 10 freight cars. The 2 cars in the Mississippi River contained non-hazardous materials, she said. Some of the derailed containers, which toppled on the shore above the waterline, contained lithium-ion batteries and paint. Ken added, they need to stop all these trains right now. They need to stop it. Because if it's going to continuously be this way, why y'all keep letting these trains go in these communities like this? That's how we know it's a setup. A boom has been placed in the area as a precautionary measure, but the volumes involved don't pose a risk to the river or nearby communities. And the lie detector determined that was a lie. Allegedly. BNSF personnel are on the scene and working closely with local and state agencies, the statement said. The cause of the incident is still being investigated. Damn, how many? They got to keep investigating all these incidents? Same things that's occurring? These people are a joke. And we'll be a fool to sit up here and keep letting all this stuff happen and not be proactive about it. I can't believe we're not in a whole uproar about this. We sit up here, we see it, we talk about it, but it's like them people in other countries, they protesting, they're doing all these things. And I'm not saying that protest and all that it's going to change things. I'm just saying maybe it will. Maybe we come together collectively and pray or fast or something. Something needs to be done about these things. Anyway, go back to these lies. The cause of the incident is still being investigated. The main track is still blocked in both directions with no estimated time for the reopening, the statement added. All these lies and these statements. Video taken by witness Caitlin Nolan and other images on social media show some of the train cars in the river. Because, yeah, they have to go onto social media. You know why? Because y'all not going to really tell us what's really going on. Y'all put images of certain color people and certain classes of people all on the news because they struggling to survive and doing all this stuff. But y'all don't want to talk about what y'all doing, causing mass casualties, weaponizing everything. Talk about that, lamestream media. Anyway, it says, it was reported to us that there were hazardous materials on the train itself, but it is not believed to be a concern to the public or the responders at this time, as those cars were contained. Don't believe what they saying. If they say, hold on, let me go back. If they say it's not a concern to the public, that means it's a concern to the public. If they say there's no casualties, believe that they are. Allegedly. But that's what's really going on. These people don't do nothing but lie, man. They do nothing but lie, and then they kill people, and then they cause all these problems allegedly, and nothing happens to them. They don't go to jail. They don't get fined. But let poor people do something. Let poor people do something minor or something. Oh, they're going to get locked up for 20 years. Let a mentally ill person on the streets because they done lost their mind out here in this system. Can't have nothing. They lost their job or lost something. Something that happened to them in life that caused them to get on some kind of drugs or alcohol or just lose their mind. And I'm not using that as an excuse, but these things happen. They go to locking them all up. They just lock up people who, you know, who can't fend for themselves or who don't have nobody because they're living in this terrible, terrible, corrupt system. But these people that orchestrate all these things, nothing ever happens to them. Somebody needs to be held accountable. It was reported to us that there were hazardous materials on the train itself, but it's not believed to be a concern to, okay, I just said that. The guy, Mark, Crawford County Emergency, Mark Meyer, Crawford County Emergency Management Specialist, said during the news conference, hazardous materials crews remained on the site as a precaution Thursday evening, since some of the cars not in the river contain, I just said all that, contain lithium-ion batteries, which can have a chemical reaction if they come into contact with water or with people, say that too, and with the animals and with the soil running. He didn't say that, I said that. The train was also carrying oxygen containers, which can be explosive if not maintained properly. This stuff is just not making any sense why they continue. Well, I'm acting like I don't know what's going on right now, but I know what's going on. These are war tactics. Allegedly. The derailed units were two of the train's 3 locomotives and an unknown number of cars carrying freight of all kinds. Heavy rain has recently brought parts of the Mississippi River to near flood stage. Do y'all notice how it's always a weather event around this time, around these areas, when these things happen? Shut up, Prepazan. Shut up, because you know they don't want y'all telling the truth. Anyway, it said parts of the Mississippi River to near flood stage, but the railroad tracks at the site of the derailment were above water, the guy said. U.S. Rep. Derek Van Orden, who represents this area, should be ashamed of himself, allegedly. That's what I said. Said his office was coordinating with state officials, BNSF, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency to get answers on what occurred. They all say that. So after the I want to say a doggone near the 50th train derailment, y'all still waiting on answers. Y'all still doing investigations to see what's going on. Y'all don't know what's going on? Okay, I guess they think we stupid. And guess what? It's all our fault. Because we sit up here and let these people do this stuff to our life and don't do nothing about it. There's no way we should be living in a system like this that's so corrupt and so foul. And it's billions, it's millions, over 300 million people, they say, in America. And that's not including all the people all over the world. And it's a small percentage of them. So why we let them run us like this? So they so used to us being dumbed down and stupid, they do all these criminal things to us. And they put anything out there and they just expect us to believe it, because all this time, all throughout the years, that's what people do. They believe anything these people say, as if these people care anything about us. And they don't. They prove it time after time. They don't give a doggone about us. Y'all should have been seeing what was going on when they started taking prayer out of everything. Prayer out the schools. Prayer out of this. Prayer out of, we came to say don't prayer because some people don't believe in God and we don't want to defend them. Prayer is power. And it gets results. And especially when it's done collectively with people and touching and agreeing. This is a mess. This is a hot mess. And all they have done is, to God's world, is just made it so demonic. People are so demonic. It's so much satanic activity, and it's all orchestrated through these people that's running everything. Allegedly. But that's what's really going on. Now, he said the congressman's staff was traveling to the site of the derailment and will continue to monitor the situation and determine next steps. They're going to determine the next steps. Anyway, y'all, I just feel like, I know I cut up. Because, I ain't going to sit up here and be holding all this stuff in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be, I'm going to say how I feel, I guess to a certain extent on here, because they want to silence the people who telling the truth. But I just feel like these things are going to continuously happen. These are war tactics on us, allegedly. And in our prepping, we have to make sure that we're getting things to protect us from these types of situations. Hazmat suits, your iodide tablets, and I'm gonna do a video about the things in the preps that we need to protect us from these chemical disasters, and all these things that's going on. And I think it's very also important to keep some type of transportation around to get away. So when these things, I'm not saying if, because y'all, we see it happening. When these things occur in our areas, we'll be able to get away, have a stash of money put up, some emergency money. A lot of people right now can't even afford to eat. So I know it's hard to try to have some kind of emergency fund, but even if you have to slash the eating a lot, or cut down on the meals to be able to just put up some extra money, y'all, because I'm telling you, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You have some money put aside to be able to escape these areas. The prime example is what the people in East Palestine went through, are going through. A lot of people couldn't leave. A lot of people, when they did leave, they had to come back. They didn't have nowhere else to go. So, these should be lessons for us to learn. And also keep water put up. That's so important. Keep a lot of water put up, and keep ways to purify your water. One thing I do know, that when these certain chemicals get in water, that water ain't no good. I don't even believe it's certain, with certain chemicals, you can't try to purify it. So it's better that we, keep water put up. People don't realize how important it is to have water stored. Water to me is way more important than the food. You can't go a couple of days without no water, mostly to drink, but also for cleaning and for doing other different things and keeping your areas clean, and for other things, and cooking and things like that. But water is very important. If you have family members who are in other parts of the country, you might want to keep in touch with them, or friends, just in case you have to go, and you make a stay with people that opposed to having to pay for hotels. I'm telling you, I've been displaced before. A lot of times in the storms, it ain't nothing to play with. And a lot of times you have to, a lot of people, I've had to go through this, go to shelters and stuff like that. But now with the shelters and the churches, it's different, because a lot of them follow an agenda from the government. They want to put some up your nose to test to see if you got the illness, or they want to make sure you got and if not, you can't get help, or if not, you got to get it. This is even happening on some people's jobs. So I'm telling y'all, this is really serious. Everything is changing. It's going to get worse. They ushering in that mark, allegedly. So we just going to have to behoove ourselves and try to